So major development, 11 o'clock at night, 4 or 5 days away from land, and we just lost the rudder. The rudder's gone, which means we can't steer. We have a spare, but right now we're in pretty big sea. It's pitch black. There's no way we can do a rudder repair at sea until the morning, and which means we're probably going to have to put ourselves out on para anchor until morning, which means we're going to lose half a day. And then see what we can do in the morning and see what happens. So here's an update following that. It's now 4 a.m. I've been keeping track as of late of the direction we've been drifting and the mileage, etc. And we're a little worried that we're going to be quite off course. But I just called the duty officer. They have access in real time. You guys are obviously following along on the app, but that's kind of a 4-hour delay, whereas the safety team have real-time instant access to position and speed and course over ground. And they gave some good news. They said, actually, we don't need to be on power anchor. Yeah, we didn't actually go on that in the end. We're drifting in the right direction, and we should be fine till daylight, when I'm going to have to get under the boat and do the rudder repair. So I'm actually going to use this opportunity to get some sleep. I know Lee needs that, some much needed rest. He's actually recovering really well. Thank you for all your prayers and wishes, and I'll give you an update when the rudder's done. Hey guys, so update before I go in and do the rudder replacement. It's now 9:30 a.m. It's still pitch dark outside. The reason for that is because we always quote UK time or universal time until we get to Antigua. So as we're quite close to Antigua right now, it's actually kind of 4 or 5 hours back. So sunrise doesn't happen here until like 10 a.m. Which would be like 5, 6 a.m. in Antigua, but we're working off UK time still on the schedule. So it's probably about another 40-45 minutes before it's light enough for me to be able to get under the boat to do the rudder replacement. And I've got things ready. Here is my towel. We've got fresh water on deck to wash off the salt water. A set of clothes here, dry clothes to get into. But the water should be fairly warm, to be fair, but obviously at night a lot of the heat evaporates. Nothing I should be worried about on the account that I do my ice baths pretty much every day at home. But the biggest challenge is the speed of the water and the current. It's choppy out there. The waves are big, especially on the changeover with the temperature change between night and day with the sun coming up. We've noticed a pattern on bigger, longer waves. So I've got a special harness, as you can probably see just here, attached to a rope, a very strong rope that's going to keep me attached to the deck of the boat. And obviously the big challenge is being able to pull myself back to the boat if I let go, which I'm going to have to at some point if I've got the rudder in one hand. I've got a torch, as you can see here, and face mask and goggles. And just to talk you through the procedure, so Lee in the stern cabin where the rudder sits from underneath is going to have to drop a rope down the little hole where the rudder sits up, where the rudder goes up from beneath. He's going to drop a rope down there. I'm going to have to get in, go under the boat, get that rope, bring it back to Lee on deck. He's then going to tie it off on the spare rudder. Now, luckily, we have a spare rudder. Here it is. I've actually been sitting next to it for the last month plus. So happy it's coming in useful. And he will then tie that off so there's no way it can actually get lost. He will then pass me back that rudder. I will go back underneath the boat. And here's the tricky part. Now, I've got to position that rudder against the current to go up into the hole where Lee will then pull from the rope that is tied from inside, and we need to get it lined up. That's a challenge because if the water is rushing at an angle, it's going to be very hard for me to try to twist that rudder against the current so it's level, so that we've got the steering lines on point. Okay, this is it. Daylight is here, and looks like the weather gods are actually with us. I'm going to clip on. Just grab my harness. Okay, mission successful. That was quite a go. And by the way, that is what's left of the last rudder. You can see that. Another fun day in the office.